All right, welcome back to the Scare Value Podcast. As the great American poet Curtis James Jackson III said,
Fitty,
it's your birthday.
we gonna party like it's your birthday?
We're going to sip Bacardi like it's your birthday.
You know,
Why do you start it off like someone from NPR?
Because this is a professional podcast.
Yeah, are you trying to soothe us?
And we don't give a fuck. It's not your birthday. Because there are 3 birthday people on the podcast today, none of whom are actually having their birthday the day we're recording this.
there is a 4th person who is having a birthday today, but he is not here. Someday we will nab the professor.
In the world, there's a lot of people having their birthday today.
Nope, just one.
Just one.
I don't know them.
We couldn't get him. We couldn't get your friend Bonebreak on his birthday.
Well, we got a foreign correspondent who's got a birthday.
Ken's birthday was yesterday as of this recording. Happy birthday, Ken.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
How old are you
Post
now?
birthday.
Older
40.
than me. That is the only thing that
Older.
matters.
I'm 47.
Wow.
No, oh man.
Why are you
Don't
shocked
talk
by
about
this?
Okay, we can skip
Don't
that.
talk about.
My birthday
Don't
is
talk.
the day this comes out on the 23rd, and then Kitty's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Kitty's birthday is the
Brian.
day
So this
after
is
on the
your
24th.
birthday. Actually,
Yay.
today is your birthday.
Today is my
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
if you're
Brian.
listening. And then Kitty's
Happy
birthday is
birthday.
tomorrow if you're listening on the day. And Ken's old news. He was a week ago.
And
Yeah.
happy birthday to you.
You know what that
That's
means?
actually my birthday.
That means that in around Thanksgiving time, lots of parents fucking.
That's true. I always do the math.
It's got to be
Yo,
pre-turkey,
hold on.
though,
We have
right?
breaking news here. Pete did some math.
I just usually try to figure it out.
I knew that was too good to be true. So we.
I guess
Go ahead.
I guess it's fair to say a lot of awesome people's parents are doing it around Thanksgiving, and a lot of losers are doing it at other times of
Mid-October.
the year. I'm not going to say times exactly, but not Pete though. Not Pete.
No, not me.
I'm talking about people. I'm talking about other people.
We are breaking up here,
Yeah.
pretty badly.
Are we?
Yeah. We are hearing about 1 word in 10, which has got to be fascinating for anyone listening.
Can you move?
Can
Ken?
you move? Are you paralyzed?
I can't. Do you know how small my house is?
Can you
Is
go
this
back-
any
No.
better? Can you hear me?
Can you go back to Thailand? It worked perfectly in Thailand.
See, I know. That's what I told you. The Thai Wi-Fi is awesome.
Well, now you're coming
How
in.
about
Were
now?
you moving around before?
I kind of had you guys on speakerphone.
Ken,
Maybe
are
that
Oh,
was
that's
an
a
issue.
terrible idea.
Ken, are you masturbating right now?
Well, you need 2 hands with me, so yeah, I had to
All
put
right.
the phone down.
All right.
Ugh.
It was always 4 back in college.
He's not
because I like
telling you what he's
just
using the
standing
second
up
hand
and
for.
I had to-
Nope, you know
I
what?
hurt my ankle, so the second hand so I can lean on the wall because I hurt my ankle and I like to stand up when I do it.
All right. There is a podcast that will never, ever see the light of day.
With the same setup.
And we have the same
What?
exact people in the room.
I'd argue we're off to a similar
Oh
start.
no!
Yeah.
And we're off to a similar start based on the conversation. So I'm
Can
gonna
we
put
just
the
edit
kibosh.
this damn thing?
I'll edit
When
it.
are we gonna edit? When are we gonna learn to edit? Just
I
No,
know
edit
it
it
should
at
be
2
edit
minutes
free.
already.
I think we need to hear all of this.
And who started this?
I think
It was the bell.
No, actually, I'm gonna point at Kitty for pushing everybody into just never relentlessly stopping Stabell from doing it.
I'd like to go back
Yeah.
to when
What?
Kitty criticized my professional opening sound because it's the only one we have, and I like to lure people in and trick them into thinking they're getting something that sounds, hey, this sounds pretty, oh no, it went to hell right away.
yeah. Well, you should be like, "Welcome to Scare Value."
No.
Sound like a
No,
Muppet.
no.
We would have
Okay,
opening.
you do one, Ken.
Should we start again?
He did a.
No.
He
No.
did a bunch of them. Pete's never sent them to me. All he has
What
to
are
do.
they?
They're really good, and we already picked one, I believe,
Yeah.
on pod one time.
I don't believe you.
All he has to do is send me the file, and I'll have it on.
You have to edit it in.
Here's the only song I have.
Monster Squad montage, baby.
Now
The
it's a
cat
party.
looks pissed.
Okay, you're just like your son, who came on here, got on mic, and started talking about things that nobody can
There's
see.
a Barbie house.
Yeah, it was incredible.
And look, there's a little desk for like kids. There's a globe.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I know where
So-
she gets it from.
Scarevalue.com.
So let's begin with our correction and apology, and you're going to follow this wild tapestry.
Oh boy.
Oh, a unicorn.
Okay, he already pointed out the unicorn.
Oh,
The
damn it.
correction and apology is usually for the episode before this, But once again, I've forgotten we were going to record a filler, slip one in to where we've already recorded. So
that's not what she said.
I already did the.
That's what she said.
Okay, I already did the.
This is a very sexual podcast.
This podcast is already going to go in the pile with the other one we did.
No, we're good. We got this. Go ahead. What's
focus.
Just cut it off at 5 minutes and let's start again.
No. Go. What's your correction and apology?
The correction apology would be for the previous week's episode, but I did that correction apology on next week's episode because I forgot we were going to record this. So that one wasn't even about the episode before that one because this is the episode before that one, and it wasn't even for the 2 episodes before that because we did a filler one to slip in there. So technically, we've corrected and apologized for everything except for the state of the podcast and how I don't have any of these things in order.
Can I make a request
Yes.
as a birthday wish? I would like Stabell to apologize for saying that I was in Thailand when I was actually in Taiwan at the time on one of the descriptions on Spotify.
I thought you said you were in Thailand.
I was, but before that, you put one in that I was in Thailand before I was in Thailand.
Oh, maybe. I don't know where you are.
What's a Spotify?
I don't know. I'll fix it later.
Don't worry.
is going
Pete's
terrible.
looking at me like he wants to know what Spotify is,
I just
and I'm
think it's
not
funny.
explaining.
Every time you offer a correction, Brian, or an explanation of our timeline, my brain almost immediately shuts down, and I just stare at you blankly as your mouth goes up and down.
Well, I don't even know what last week's episode was at this point.
Me neither.
Oh, wait, no, it was Ken's episode in actually Thailand, which we didn't have anything to correct or apologize for. Well, we could apologize for things, but nothing to correct.
That's right. I listened to it. Yeah.
He talked about dicks again like he always does. He talked about black cocks on that one. Black cock
Oh,
vodka.
yeah. Yeah, the black cock vodka.
I was addressing racism, guys. I don't know what was going on in your head.
Well, we are a social platform as well, so good job, Ken. Keeping it real.
Now,
Yeah, I try to keep it real. I try to keep the Justice Warrior stuff flowing.
the original plan for this episode, because we actually, believe it or not, had one, was to have everyone watch Happy Death Day.
A
Now,
birthday-based horror
Let's go around
movie.
the table here. Let's start in Thailand, or Taiwan. Ken,
Next week's apology.
Ken, did you watch
You should
Happy
call it
Death
Tea
Day?
Place.
Ken,
Yeah, I
did
saw both of them. I saw them when they came out in the theaters. So yeah, I saw it. I liked it. It's Groundhog's Day, obviously,
That's true.
which it does not bother me. But I could see why it would kind of, it's such a gimmick. It's such a big gimmick, for a movie. But I enjoyed it. I thought they did a good job with it. I didn't have a problem with the second one. I just thought, well, it's a horror movie. They're gonna cash in. Didn't bother me. But yeah, I thought it was good. I saw it a while ago though, so it's not fresh in my head.
just needed a yes or no on that one. Kitty, did you see Happy Death Day?
Yes.
I think so.
Pete watched it this morning.
At like 5:30 this morning, because I haven't seen it in a while, just like you, Ken. I watched part 1 and 2, not in the theaters, but I haven't seen it since then, so I got to refresh.
Ken hasn't seen it in years. Kitty's probably seen it probably years ago. I saw it years ago. Pete's the only one who did the work this time.
Yeah, and who's going to give the worst synopsis of it? You like that pause there?
Give us a recap of Happy Death Day, please.
Probably you. I think I already gave a synopsis.
Yeah, what he said. Ditto.
That's what he said?
That's what he
My
said.
synopsis
You
would be
missed
the worst.
your one moment to shine.
I'm the one who's not sure if I watched it. I think I could give a
So what do
worse.
you think it's about, Kitty? Lay it on us.
I think there's a girl in college and
Yes.
she's mean or something, and then she keeps getting stalked by a serial killer who keeps killing her.
Pretty much.
And then she wakes up in the morning and has to do it again until she wins.
She has to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until she wins.
That's true. That's the movie. You remember it
So I
better than me.
watched it.
There you go.
That's nice.
You
Good
watched
for
it
me.
this morning,
Great
Pete.
synopsis.
Thank you.
Just shaking my head because I'm getting the look from Brian that's just disappointed. I watched it and can't tell you what happened.
Well, what was your favorite
Did you
part?
see a giant beaver in it? Was there a beaver chase scene in there?
No.
A mascot?
Ken,
But-
are you sexually
What?
frustrated?
But there is something, no, before we get sidetracked again.
Wait.
Just
See,
out of
this is
curiosity.
none
What-
of this is my fault.
No.
Well, was there a beaver in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there
I
is.
watched
There's
it this
a giant
morning where it was a
mascot
beaver.
beaver.
It's the mascot.
Beginning
no,
with
the mascot's a baby. What movie did I watch?
Isn't it a beaver?
Oh, it is a baby. Am I sexually
Baby? That's weird.
All right, Pete, synopsis.
This leads me to my next question. Based on what you guys
That
remember,
is not a synopsis.
yeah, this is my synopsis, so stay with me. No interruptions from the peanut gallery. Where would you think this college is located in the United States, if it's in the United States?
I was going to say Canada.
Okay.
Because they probably shot it in Vancouver.
Well, I found out for no reason that I know. Where do you say?
Wisconsin.
Kitty?
Florida.
Okay. I guess somewhere, like, I think like you would say, Bryan, Canada, or like, I don't know, Connecticut for some reason, just based on it. For no reason at all, when the cop shows up to, like, when she's escaping the hospital one time, she's like, oh, you're going to take me to jail? And the cop's car said Louisiana State Police.
Bullshit.
That's
No, I mean,
Well, he
I
watched
get
it.
I get that that's what they're going for, but bullshit, that's Louisiana.
Well, it explains the baby, perhaps, because isn't there that fat baby from Mardi Gras thing? It's like
Nobody knows. We thought it was half the people at this table thought it was a beaver. Which is Canadian.
Yep.
So that may be why I thought it was Vancouver.
Well, all right.
And the most likely of all mascots.
Right, that makes sense. I believe Easy A had the mascot was a beaver.
Well, that makes sense, just
I don't know.
thematically.
I thought it was a guy that was painted blue for some reason.
A blue devil, perhaps? I don't
Maybe.
know. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, too.
Were you watching Arrested Development episodes?
No.
That, I lost it. Also, I thought the girl who played Tree, that was her name, Tree, by the way.
That was her name.
That, I think it was short for
Was she
something.
tall?
But doesn't the name make sense? Because in the story, she has a lot of growth.
Yes,
Oh.
she does.
That's a screenwriting tip for you.
I thought she was in the movie Tag with John Hamm and the other people.
Yeah.
Hannibal Buress and
Ed
bunch-
Helms.
What's his
Anybody.
face? The guy from Arrested
Jeremy
Development.
Renner.
Jeremy Renner,
Noted
he's the
snowplow
worst.
man.
Hawkeye himself. I thought that was the girl. It's somebody else.
Okay, good.
Great story.
She was in
This
Happy
is-
Death Day to You.
I know that.
Listen, Pete's stories, I hear these every day.
Filming actually took place in Louisiana.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I guess that shows me that Louisiana is not just a swamp, as it's been depicted in everything about Louisiana I've ever seen. It's always a swamp, and there's always alligators.
I know. What a waste of the location, honestly.
Yeah, they didn't use any alligators.
Just a fat baby.
Disappointment.
So that was Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
All right.
The sequel wasn't very good.
I didn't mind it. It went all science fiction-y, though, right? It
Yeah.
went like time travel.
Yeah, you
and,
told me
Yes.
about it.
and
Yeah,
it was,
how did that go, Pete? I'm trying to remember.
Pete, give us the plot
All right.
of Happy Death Day to You.
So, if I remember Happy Death Day to You, and I always do, it was, I believe, the roommate of the one guy.
Okay, we're not going to do this.
It was the roommate
No,
who
no, no,
runs
no.
it.
You're onto something.
Right, he's the one who says whatever. It's like veggies or like, did you get in that veggies every morning? God damn it, I watched it this morning. I don't remember. He says
You
something.
watched Happy Death Day to You?
No, I watched the first one,
Oh,
but
okay.
it takes the love interest roommate and it's his point of view, and I guess he's the sci-fi, like he's doing something in a lab in Louisiana,
That's true.
Because they have
That's true.
labs there.
so he creates some sort of time travel.
Now
effect.
they do.
And I think there was another scene with her father, and that's all I remember from that movie.
Do you remember when one of the characters pretends to be blind in a very long,
I do not remember.
horrible sequence of bad comedy? This
Okay.
movie is very bad.
Happy Death Day to You.
Yes.
Any memory spark, Ken?
Sort of, kind of, but I don't remember it being terribly bad comedy. So, do you remember got any examples there?
Yeah, the time when the character pretended to be blind and walked around the room, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in a movie.
That's it.
Yeah, it was long.
Was it?
I don't. Was the hospital? A lot of the hospital scenes in the first or the second one.
They're in both
Oh,
because the
They're in
characters
both.
are still in the same places, so they have to go to the same locations.
Right.
I thought
I liked it.
when we saw the trailer for it, Pete had not seen the first movie yet, and when people might remember this, it was a full theater, and when Tree woke up the same place in the same spot in the same day, like 3 people in the theater, me included, went, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" Because we all knew that she got out of the trap in the first one. Nobody else had seen the movie, and then we were excited that she was going to no matter what happened in her life, she was always going to end up back there eventually. So I didn't really enjoy that. That's not what happened.
No, but the three of you were super excited. It was kind of funny.
Yep. It was. Pete was like, "What's happening?" I was like, I explained the plot to him really quick.
Yeah, really loudly over anyone else who was trying to watch trailers, but trailers are so bad usually. Hey,
Love trailers.
Her name is Teresa. That's what Tree is short for.
But they call her Tree because of the growth.
Right, because of the growth. But I'm just saying, I remembered her name.
You going, hey, every 5 seconds reminds me of that SNL skit with Harry Carey.
Will Ferrell playing him?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably why I'm doing it. If you want to track my memory.
You dress like the Monster Squad and you talk like Harry Carey.
Yes. That's what that's got going on.
Hot.
Ken, you said you had stuff to talk about Taiwan.
Yeah, the foreign movie reviews, which is your job, I believe.
Yes. I had Stabell do one for me.
Yeah.
And
I watched the Taiwanese movie. He didn't see it yet. I saw it.
I'll give you the cultural setup if that sounds good.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's true. So what happens is instead of gifts, people basically give money. They always put it in a red envelope.
This is in Taiwan.
Somebody
Sorry.
It's in China, too,
This
isn't
is in
it?
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Chinese thing.
It's a New Year thing, I think. Anyway, go ahead.
It's a New Year's
I don't know
thing.
that we need 4 people out to Ken's story. Just tell your story, Ken.
It could
Both of you jumped in.
be it could also be a death thing. If somebody dies, you give the family a white envelope. But sometimes what people will do is they'll put like maybe a dead person's hair and some fingernails and a picture and a lot of money in an envelope, and they'll put it on the street. And then people see a red envelope on the street. They think somebody just lost, a red envelope. They'll pick it up, and then once they open it, they're like automatically married to a ghost. So ghost brides are like a thing, and that's what people actually. That's a thing that's a true sort of cultural phenomenon over here. So I'm assuming something similar happened in this movie, which I haven't seen yet, but it was very popular here for the last year and is now on Netflix. I'll find what's it called in English there, Brian?
Marry My Dead Body.
Oh yeah, Marry My Dead Body. Yeah, I'll find it over here. But what did you think? Was it funny? It looked like it had some moments, but I didn't see it.
I didn't think it was very funny, but the emotional parts actually worked really well. So it was surprising that it's marketed as a comedy, because the comedy is actually it's too broad to be funny. And
okay,
the slapsticky parts of it, like, so occasionally it's good for like a smile, but it's not like there's no real jokes that land in the movie. What I found fascinating about it is that there's the plot where the guy picks up a red envelope. He's a cop and he's chasing down a lead on something, and he's a homophobe, which this is part of my problem with the movie is it's 2023. I don't love that we have to keep making these redemptive movies for racists and homophobes and sexists,
right,
where he ends up in a better place. Like, I get the message is technically good, but like, let's stop redeeming these people. Like, right. I have a problem with it.
I'm okay with that.
3 billboards.
It's just a cop in a movie. We're not really redeeming anyone.
No, but that's what these things are. 3 billboards outside of Ebbings, Missouri was the same thing. It was like the racist guy is the guy that becomes the hero. And it's like, do we need this? I love Sam Rockwell, but do we need this? I don't know that we do.
Did he get an Oscar for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's great in it. But like, do we need this?
To see it.
Sounds sad.
So he picks up a red envelope and ends up betrothed to a male ghost who he's not even, the ghost doesn't choose him. Something weird happens at the ceremony, and he ends up seeing the ghost everywhere. And the movie becomes about him trying to solve this ghost's murder, which is inexplicably tied to this case he was already on, which is kind of like one of those things you have to just accept, even though it's completely ridiculous. But what makes the movie interesting to me is that half the movie is like a crime drama, where there's moles and there's like some action scenes, and I'm like, why is this happening? Like, it's a long movie, but half the movie is completely different, and it barely ties in, even though it technically does. And I thought it was a strange choice, but it really made the emotional punches land, which was surprising.
But it's a comedy.
Oh, that's good.
But it's marketed as a comedy, but like the drama
It is totally
of it works.
marketed as a comedy.
Yeah, the comedy didn't work for me. Maybe it's lost in translation.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe it's more effective
That's
as a
Bill
medium
Murray.
in
But-
Taiwan.
What?
That's Bill Murray.
That's Bill
and-
Murray
no.
and Scarlett Johansson.
I saw that with Ken at the Dipson Theater.
What'd you eat after?
What
That
did
is
we
the
eat?
worst. That is the worst movie next to Who Is Cletus Tout. We walked out of that, didn't we, Pete?
No, we stayed till the end, and then we walked out and discussed. I remember we were sad. And I think
Everybody's always wondered what he whispers to her at the end. What he actually whispers is, at least it was better than Who is Cletus Tout.
that could be true. Thank you for answering.
You're welcome.
Barely better, and probably cost a lot more.
Did we eat anywhere after Ken? I think we might have been too sad. I think we just ate our movie theater popcorn and
I think
Loganberries.
we practiced cutting our wrists on
Did
a bus
we?
at the bus stop. Yeah, at the bus stop. An older woman stopped
That's right. She
And,
was so kind.
Just 20 to 50.
She had squirrels in her hair. 20 to 50.
her hair.
She dropped the sandwich.
Yeah, she did a
Yeah.
pretty good sandwich.
Well,
We had to fight the squirrels
maybe
for it, but we
maybe
got
she
it.
was squirrels, like
Just
in a
a-
trench
Does
coat.
anybody
Yeah, in a
wanna-
trench coat.
Yeah.
Can you be sure?
No.
Does
Was she
does
wearing a
anybody
trench
want to
coat?
guess the name of Mary my dead body?
I would say Ghost Husband would be my
Anybody want to
guess.
guess the Chinese
Wait,
ghost
what?
husband?
That'd be my
It's
guess.
pretty long.
Wasn't Ghost Husband with Bill Cosby?
No.
Ghost Dad.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
technically he was
Ghost
someone's
Dad.
ghost husband.
Ghost Dad.
Is this
Oh,
a
no,
remake?
that was Ghost Molester. I think that one was called.
All right, I'm gonna take a guess. Hold on. Are you gonna guess, Pete?
I guess Ghost Dad. I don't know if you were listening.
What? What?
I think
No,
it was
it's
Ghost.
longer than that.
No, probably about 90 minutes.
This is
That's
a
how long
long.
movies
This is a
were.
very long title.
The
a very
death
long
and
title.
marriage of the red envelope fella.
Don't open mail you see on the
win
ground.
because it's impossible to guess, but you're the closest. It's about me and a ghost becoming family that time, or the time that me and a ghost became family.
I like that,
That's
though.
the
Yeah.
Chinese.
Oh,
I
I
like
was.
that.
I feel like I was close.
That sounds close to
Yeah.
Ghost Dad.
Yeah, you were pretty close.
I was.
Not bad.
It's because I don't know how
But-
words go together.
But it's literally the ghost husband. So I feel like I'm going to take my part of that too.
The sequel is Ghost
You
Dad.
can have,
then.
like,
But
a quarter of a
they
point.
become family.
Yeah, family is in husbands.
When you're here, you're
That's
family.
true.
Yes. Do you want to
I
try
have
to guess this
talked-
time what restaurant chain that is? Since I gave you the answer last time.
I don't know. Giddy?
Isn't it Olive Garden?
It is Olive Garden. Last time you guessed. What did you guess? You guessed
Denny's.
Applebee's, Fridays, Tuesdays, and then you started naming days of the week.
All right, I gotta pee.
I got one more title
gonna
if
hear
you're
it.
interested.
I am ready for it.
Wait, no, pause. Talk amongst yourself.
Kitty has left the room, so now we can talk about her.
Not doing that.
No?
She's coming back.
I did that with Martha, and I
I know
think
you
she doesn't like me. Not
She
sure
hasn't
she
been
ever
back
really
since?
liked me though.
She has not been back since.
Yeah, was she really angry about that?
She doesn't even know.
Have we aired any
Oh,
episodes?
That episode aired, yeah.
Oh, I have no clue what happened.
Yeah, that one aired.
shockingly.
That was last week's. Next week we're doing Freddy versus Jason, and then the week after we're doing Pete's kids, who came out with no podcast experience and barely know anything in the world, and they still did better than the one we did last time with the four of us.
Well, that is they obviously don't know about vodka or
No, actually,
Anything
it was
of that
weird.
else.
Sam talked about Black Hawks a lot. I think he's been listening to the show.
well, and I guess he found Pete's supply.
Well, also he's been pointing out what he sees on the walls of Pete's posters.
Which is just something he's taken to because apparently he hates silence in all its forms and it needs to be filled up with beautiful, beautiful noise.
Well, I'm glad you have a bar shelf.
Yeah, just for the Blackhawks. Yep, pretty much.
Where
You
else
guys want
we
to
get West
guess
Virginia?
the
Right?
horror movie? I have a relatable horror movie here
Okay.
What does a relatable horror movie mean?
to our conversation. It's like it's related to our conversation right now, and you'll find out later why.
All right, hit me with it.
Okay, it's called Ghost Hand. Ghost Hand. Please open your mouth.
Wait, did you guys do that without me?
No, a ghost hand, please open your mouth.
Ghost Hand. Oh, please open your mouth.
All right, go ahead.
That was the title.
All right, what horror movie is it? It's a horror movie.
It's a U.S. horror movie.
It's a yeah, I think so. It's an English speaking one.
Sorry, yes, that's more.
It's a Western one.
Scream.
Scream, no,
Scream 2.
no.
So close.
I feel like I want to go Scream 3.
4.
Oh, damn, that's a good one. Scream 2022.
Is it? It's actually Scream 3. No, it's Talk to Me.
You know, you could have given us any clue first and had us keep going along on that. That's fine.
Sorry.
Yep. Pete wants to see Talk to Me, but it's not on VOD yet.
No.
And Ken's going to see it tomorrow, which timing-wise is almost perfect.
Is this a new movie?
Yeah, it's great. My favorite movie of the year.
I am very hyped up to see it based on what you've told me. So hopefully by the next time we do another podcast, we can talk about that one.
Now, Ken, I was
Yeah.
at the Amherst Theater last night.
Oh, you were?
I was for the first time in
The
20-something
place
years.
where 3 of us at this table were employed at one point.
That's right.
Was Bryan there?
No,
Bryan, the owner.
no. But I told Pete,
Did he hire you?
the people that worked there were not college age kids like they were when we were there. They were all older. So I feel like the people
Like us.
the people that came in after we left, or maybe the time after that, just stayed. That's what it feels like. And I was a little jealous because I like that job.
That's just a sign of our economy.
I love
I
that
like that job though.
That's
It just didn't
That's
pay
my
enough to
favorite
keep the
job.
job, but I love that job.
There is
that job is the best.
There is a horror fest going on all week that Brian's got,
nice.
he's attending. I'm trying to get to that theater because my Evil Dead 2 poster might still be hanging in the stairwell.
that?
So I would like to get it back.
Why would anyone ever take that down?
Right.
And Pete,
Yeah.
do you remember that was all our idea? They're doing the
movie
midnight
theaters?
movies and all this stuff and the festivals. We did that the whole plan. Remember that?
That's right.
We gave it to Bryan, and he was like, "Nah, we can never do that."
And then, if
No,
you
they're doing
recall, we
No,
just
the other Bryan.
went ahead and did stuff. Yeah, the Brian who is an owner of the theaters.
He's a Bryan with an I. We don't care for that.
Not this Bryan. Not this Bryan, of course.
I've never known how
I
to spell your
remember
name.
that. I do remember that gun. But apparently they're doing it
Yeah.
now. We were ahead of our time.
Given the attendance, I would say you were not.
But my poster's there, and it might still be there, Brian, with a Y,
Yeah.
because to put it up, I had someone stand on my shoulders on the stairwell so they could get up really, really high so no one else could take it down.
I feel like the amount of times you brought this up to me that you
I was-
expect me to walk up the stairs to go up to where the things are that I don't work there anymore and they don't know who I am.
I was just going to ask you guys to take a guess about how many times I've heard this story.
Well, I can
I'm gonna
definitely say
guess.
once.
Do you
for
actually
sure.
know the number, Kitty?
No. Do you think it's
Do you know
higher
a
or
rough
lower than
estimate of the number?
25?
I think it's around 70.
I think you're close.
I feel like it's crap to have a guess how many jelly beans game if you never counted the jelly beans beforehand. There's no way to win.
No. Just say one.
Like, could you imagine 282? Maybe.
I know Pete. I could see Pete talking about that one.
It's like almost every car ride that's over an hour.
I mean,
I mean, to be fair, he's brought it to me like 5 times already, and this just came
Like
up in a
today.
week. Yeah, and like I really think he
I've
wants me to like
actually heard
Mission
this one
Impossible
before,
my way
and I haven't
down and
talked
grab
to
the thing.
I don't know what he wants out of this.
He wants the poster, I think.
Well, no, but
Obviously.
like to complain. He doesn't need anyone to
Pete,
act
we can
on
buy
it.
you a poster.
well, I understand that, but I want my poster back. The problem is it's not even the good one. I had an actual, or why are you laughing at
No,
me?
he had an actual one that somebody else took.
You've told the story
somehow
before?
and replaced it.
70 or more times.
But it was some kid that was working there after him.
What up, Phil?
Pete,
Phil from the notorious Bruce
not,
Campbell
not,
story.
not to
Yes.
pile on Pete.
Let's pile on
Not to
Pete.
pile on you.
It's not his
that's
birthday.
actually going to be the title of the podcast. Pile
But
on
I
Pete.
haven't talked to you I haven't really talked to you regularly in 15, 16 years. And I've heard that story at least 3 times.
Hit from across many seas.
You need to get some new stories.
Or I need to get my poster
You should
back
go in
this
there and
week.
kill somebody
It'll
for
be
that
fast.
poster. That'd be a good one.
See, and I don't need it to be Mission Impossible. My plan is just walk in, go up the stairwell, pretend I still work there. Do they still wear bow ties? Because they used to have to get a bow tie. Oh, man.
Dude, just put on the shirt and get a bow tie.
Right.
It would be so
I'll
sweet.
pretend I
How sweet
time
would
warped
that
in. Start sweeping.
Bring your own broom.
That's right. We used to do the Rocky Horror Picture Show there. Is
Oh,
that still a
God.
thing anymore? Do you think? Anyone?
That's not the thing
anyone.
It's not there
be?
anymore.
I'm gonna say in the fall it is. I'm gonna say in the fall.
Maybe
it
at
is.
Halloween, but it's not. No, it's not every week now.
No, not at the Dipson. I just mean nationwide.
Oh,
I
I'm sure
don't-
they're still doing it.
Yeah, you think so? I feel like it was a bigger thing back in the day.
Oh, let's talk about when you were a security guard and you used to watch TV and play video games in your booth.
I love that. I used to go and visit
I've
him
never
for
heard this
hours
story
and
before.
freeze outside.
That's right. You
I don't
would.
think Pete let me into the booth. I had to talk to him outside of the booth. And
You
I'd
never
stay
let
there
me
for
in the
hours.
booth.
Well,
And I was dating him and picking him up.
It was a small booth. You got to
It was.
understand.
Was I actually standing outside of the booth in the winter talking to you for 3 hours, Pete?
You might have been. I don't know.
He made me deliver him free pizza, and then he wouldn't let me in the booth either. You're kind of a dick.
Kind of.
I mean, I never really thought about it. It's like, oh, it's great.
The only
Wait,
And
this
maybe
is
you're
getting off
feeding
the
me
rails
cigarettes.
again.
the only place he ever let me into when he was working security was this big building, which
Was
is
his
way
pants.
more
That's what
important
he
than this
said.
booth because the Kentucky Derby was on, and we went into their giant cafeteria to turn on the TV and watch the Kentucky Derby.
Is that the place where you shook the snack machine and got like 4 juices?
Yes, that is.
See, I don't know why you complain about hearing his stories too often. That juice story is gold.
Well,
I showed
Two
up.
juices?
No,
there was like 4.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm sorry. It was like 8 or 9, and I had to do a double at this place, and my juice didn't come out, so I pushed it in rage, and then like 4 fell out. So then I pushed it for more free juice. I get out at like 7 in the morning, and I drove to the birthday boy Professor Bonebreak's house at 7 in the morning, back before cell phones were a thing. So I just started knocking on his door, and he showed up all bleary. I'm like, "You want some juice?" And then I gave it to him. Because that's why I came home at 4.
See, that end story, I think I might have blocked.
Now there's still
All right.
mystery in the marriage.
Wait, why are we talking about Pete's prior jobs? This is my fault. I blame
it's
me.
John Bonebreak's birthday.
Because we were talking about the Amherst Theater.
And it's called Pile on Pete. I don't know if you guys remember these changing
It's
format.
a new segment.
No, that's the new
segment,
podcast. It's actually the old podcast, just with a new title.
But before we change formats, I want to get the Nick Cage news in.
Have you got Nick Cage?
Oh, I've got Nick Cage news.
What's it going to be when I push
no.
it? What's it going to be?
Pick a button.
Which one? One, 2, or 4?
1.
You listen to me.
I brought the old one back.
Nick. Fucking.
Hate this.
Okay.
You picked it. I had 2 other ones ready to go. You picked
But
it.
3.
3 is the...
This is good Nick Cage intro music. So,
No, hold on. I can't hear you.
everyone can hear me. It's all rock, all Nick.
Turn it off.
Nick Cage news, all Nick, all news.
I got Pete's favorite ones here.
Fuck you, you old crows.
I like that one.
Terrible.
Sure,
Terrible.
that's our favorite.
Here's my Nick Cage news. There was a movie he was in
Oh, boy.
where he was a cop, and it might be like It Could Happen to You or something, where he wins the lottery and he...
Bridget Fonda.
That's what that was going to be my Nick Cage news. Who was the actress that was in it with him?
I don't know that you know what news is.
This isn't really.
That's Bridget
exactly.
Fonda. Okay.
Yeah,
Good,
but
you
it's
answered
not
my-
news when you're talking about old movies Nick
This
Cage
is
made.
Nick Cage trivia?
Yeah.
With one
Trivia.
question
Yeah.
that you didn't even get to because it was so obvious. I guessed it before you asked the question.
It was news to me, and that was what I needed to know, and you guys have answered it. So thank you.
Nick Cage news to me. Nick Cage news to Pete. I like it. It's a new one.
Yeah, it's a Google search where he just puts in Nick Cage.
But I asked you guys
Nick
instead.
Cage news to Pete.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Pile on Pete Day, so what do you think, Nick Cage?
Fuck crows.
Yeah. Well, he does not like crows as much as Pete does.
No.
The one disagreement we have.
Do anybody else have a topic?
Anybody else?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I actually am looking at the latest Nick Cage news right now.
Oh, boy.
A double feature of Nick Cage news? All Nick, all Cage, all news. I got what I called my own network, the NCNN.
I think you need shorter ones of those.
That's not what she said.
Okay.
Okay, go. Okay.
You're not going to get that thing to work. That's what she said.
Okay.
Shit.
I think it already works.
Nicolas Cage has named his 5 favorite films starring himself. I think we need
guessing game?
some guesses on this.
All right, I want to guess.
I
I
think
want to guess them.
Oh boy.
We'll take turns. We'll go around. I want to go first. I'm going to say that Mandy is on that list.
That's an obvious one.
I'm gonna say.
Well, hold on. We got to find out if I'm right or not.
No, I'd say we all do one guess. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we
yeah,
all do
you're
one
right.
guess.
No. How does any of this make sense? As soon as he tells us you're right, I'm going to know my answer.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna say National Treasure.
But there's 5, so we'll keep narrowing them down.
Yeah,
Don't do math at me,
name one.
Mandy.
Ken, are you still there?
Or did you hang
I'm
up?
still here. I'm still here.
Is
Where-
Mandy
Do you
on the
want me?
list?
Yes, Mandy is on the
All
list.
right.
Mandy's
Is
on the list.
National Treasure on the list?
No,
All right,
I didn't-
Kitty's out.
what? Are you kidding?
I'm out. Okay.
That's what I
I heard that. I
This is
just, I'm
how we-
still kind of in disbelief.
My next guess
Okay.
is Pig.
That would be a good one. I'm going to go different. I'm going to go The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Because that's the last movie I
man.
saw.
Am I out?
No, go ahead and throw it in.
Okay, Willy's Wonderland.
That wasn't terrible. Which one did you say, Pip? Pip? Oh my God, that's my dog's name. Kitty, which one did you say?
Wait, did you say that's your dog's name?
Daughter. He just called her
okay.
my daughter. You're a little girl.
Willy's
That's
Wonderland.
the only person I thought. Willy's Wonderland. Okay. So it was Willy's Wonderland, Pig, and what was Pete's?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh my god!
He's the Nick Cage enthusiast.
All right, his favorite movie, the number one movie, is Pig. So point for
Nice.
Brian.
Look, you're bold.
Point for Brian. So Brian's
Sorcerer's
got two. I
Apprentice was
think.
number 2.
No, we know 2 of the 5 movies now. So let's
not-
guess a third one. I'm going to guess that Leaving Las Vegas is on that.
I am going to guess that Con Air is on that list.
Was he in Face Off?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that one. I'm running out of movies, I know.
0 for
Wow.
all of you.
All right, Raising Arizona.
0.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Okay.
Ooh. I am going to now say it could happen to you.
I am going to say
Okay.
I've ran out of movies, I know.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Okay, that one. Oh, no. I want to do the one, the Ghost Rider.
Ooh, Ghost Rider Part 2.
Ghost Rider. Wrong. 0
Yes.
for all of you.
Wow, Raising Arizona's not on
I
this
would
list.
have been. Wow. Wow.
So he must have some weird shit in there.
Okay, I'll give you one. I'll give you one hint for one of the movies.
I mean, there's not that many
mentioned
more
this
movies we're going to be able to get.
Okay, let's hear the hint.
I mentioned this movie in one of these podcasts before.
Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans.
That never got brought up.
I thought it did.
Wild at Heart.
Okay,
I got nothing.
National Treasure 2.
What?
No. It is Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call,
Wow.
New Orleans. Point for Pete. I think it's tied.
I remember the conversation. I won't remember this podcast.
It's only tied because he also chose Mandy after I chose Mandy. Like, can I just pick Mandy every round and be like, well, Brian's running away with this?
Yeah, you could have.
Well,
Okay, so that's 4. We only have one more.
I think that's 3.
No, that's 3.
Oh boy,
There's 2 more.
this game.
I am infecting
give you a
everyone.
hint.
I don't need a hint. I was just going to
can
get.
give
There's
you
only
that.
that many moves.
Yeah, give me a second. Ken, we got the movies. Uh-oh, I think Kitty's gone to the
I'm
Google.
cheating because I don't know movies.
I am going to go ahead
No.
and say The Color
no.
Out of Space.
Oh, you can't cheat.
Well,
She's
I can
cheating.
give you hints.
wait, but I actually have one that I remembered that I watched.
Yeah, after you look at your phone,
Yes,
I
It's
remember.
a
I
second
will
time.
remember the
Fine.
name. Fine,
Don't
I
look
will
for
keep
this
it to
art.
myself.
That's what she said.
See, I'm infecting everyone. She can't do math anymore. You're. That's what she's
Are you
setting us.
kidding? I never could do math. I work at a bank.
You're kidding.
Okay, give us our clue, I guess. I mean, this could have been handled
Okay.
much quicker if we just let us guess things.
This was late '90s. I thought I didn't think it was up there with his best movies myself, but late '90s, very, 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 very famous director, big time director.
I have absolutely no clue because Face Off was already said, and it was the mids, and it wasn't even an answer. He was in a big movie, and it's not
Can we
Con Air,
guess
and
the
it's not Ghost
director?
Rider.
I can give you the director if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, Martin Scorsese.
Oh, Bring Out the Dead.
Yes.
I don't remember. That was Michael Madsen.
Again, I just want to reiterate, you are the Nick Cage enthusiast.
Yeah, I watched it one
Bring out your
time,
dead.
but I don't remember it.
I just watched Monty Python
Yeah,
and the Holy
I think I
Grail.
saw it with you, Pete.
Did we see it in the theater? Or this was home at one of our
I think we
apartments.
saw it in the theater
Really?
after we had that sandwich or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have eaten. We've already established that. But I just have a blank spot.
Next time you're in town, I just want to go see a movie and then eat afterwards. That's it.
Okay, we can do
You,
that.
me, and Ken.
Dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
Dinner and a movie.
you.
There's only one left.
You're not invited.
No, it wasn't subtle. There's only 4 of us here.
There's only 3 of us here. That makes it even more awkward.
Oh, okay.
He's here, like Michael's husband.
Yes.
All right, what's the 5th one, Ken?
I haven't even heard of this movie. David Gordon Green is the director. Joe.
Oh, I haven't heard that one either. I'm sure Pete can tell us all about it. Pete, what's the plot of Joe?
All right, so there's these researchers who go to an island, or a jungle or something, and they
Caribbean Island, Antarctic Island. You got to paint the scene first.
Jungle Island.
Jungle Island.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Is that the monkey one?
Yeah, it's like a small King Kong.
That's
Anyway.
Mighty Joe Young?
Yes.
That's
You think this is...
Me and him were in
That's
the
not the
same
right one?
place.
Yeah, see, Kitty was nodding like I was on the right track.
Yeah.
So
Does Nicolas Cage play Mighty Joe Young?
Yeah, he's
I
the
haven't
voice
seen that one,
of the
but-
monkey. The monkey talks.
Oh, okay.
You can come to the movie.
I don't want to come to the
Not,
movie now.
not for food afterward, though.
I'm going to go anyway, and I'm going to sit in my own booth.
Okay.
And I'm going to pay for your meals so that you walk away feeling like shit.
Well, you won't be there. You're not invited.
Nobody messes with Antonio Scarpacci.
It's a Wings reference.
Our references are always on point.
Early 90s TV shows, possibly late 80s.
Possibly.
So what is Joe about?
No one knows.
Is it a guy named Joe?
Who are you asking?
Ken.
Ken's never seen it. He said he never heard of it.
I have no clue.
I
I
thought you would've
was
looked
just
this
looking
up.
at this article.
Oh, okay.
No, this is off the cuff.
We do different levels of research
I just
here.
made all those up,
Pete does surface level. He reads
including
a
the movie I
headline
never heard of.
and stops. Ken finds the article, doesn't do any extra research into it. I do deep dives, and then Pete just makes fart noises, and I give up. That's how our occasion goes.
I would like to continue that thread. Ken has sent me the article, I guess, that explains the sand dune murders for the Jaws woman that was beheaded. So I have that. It's just sitting there waiting for me to read it. But Ken has done the research.
All right.
It's good
I
work.
read it.
Oh, yeah? What's the happy hats?
Yeah, I read it. Okay.
Did
so,
Joe Hill murder that woman?
I vote
It
no.
wasn't. Okay, so going back to your Jaws podcast, you said somebody should look for the Lady of the Dunes. Her name was Beth something.
He seems to know an
I'll
awful
have to
lot
check
about this
that.
case.
Hold on a second.
What year were you born?
75. No, 70s. Were you
right.
born 77?
I want to hear this.
All right, hold on. Let me get to it. Here we go. All right, so the article is the true story behind a wild theory that Jaws could identify woman found almost beheaded near the beach in Provincetown, Massachusetts. And it was perpetuated by Joe Hill, the son of Stephen King. And the Lady of the Dunes, she was found in 1974. She was apparently dating a gangster at the time, and her head was nearly cut off. They had some pine cones. They cut off her hands, too. Pine cones for the in place of her hands, and she does appear to be an extra in the movie.
All right. And
And we're sure the shark didn't do this.
He just
Pretty
took her
sure it wasn't the
hands.
shark because of the pine cones.
That's what they want you to think.
He could have gently lowered them.
Well,
is this one of those land sharks you hear about?
Yeah.
You got to be careful of
I've been
them.
hearing about those since around
That's
1975.
a beer.
About the same time.
Now, Ken, you said you also had something
Right.
you wanted to bring up about our top 10 list episode.
What top 10 list did we do?
Top 10 horror movies. You have to listen to your podcast.
well, I was thinking about it because I listened to your pre-top 10 list after we did the top 10 list.
Right.
And
As
that's
designed.
why I had to take. Well, yeah. So the point was that I had to leave Smile out because of that freshness factor. Like you really have to let at least 5 years go by before you can decide on a movie how scary it is. At least 5 years, and so that's why I had to take Smile off of the list. But then I started thinking about all the movies around here that I've seen, which is why I did not add any foreign movies in there, other than. What did I add? I think I did have one.
I just want to pause for a second there. You got to take Smile off
Yeah.
because it's a year old. Evil Dead Rise is 5 weeks old by the time you put it on your list.
Yeah, but it's part of a pretty good series. I mean, there wasn't any real big surprises other than. I mean, it was just in the same vein. So
I
yeah,
get
that
you.
was on my list. You're right.
With the certain, I guess, franchises,
I could take that off.
I just think that you tend to view it as the big body of work, right? It changes a little
Yeah.
bit because it's not a standalone movie so much as how does this entry in the ledger that
Exactly.
is this series.
You know what movie you should take off is Poltergeist.
I will see you in hell.
No, I refuse.
We'll be watching Poltergeist.
I'm going to watch Poltergeist.
I refuse.
You know,
Yes.
For all
yes.
my talk, I have not watched
And we're
Poltergeist
gonna,
yet.
and now the best part of us watching Poltergeist is going to be is listening to Brian cry in fear. That's going to be the best.
Oh, we
The
got to do a Poltergeist watch
the
along. That's
whimpering
true.
when the clown turns its head,
Oh
when
my
the tree starts.
When that
Engorging.
giant ghost skull comes out of the closet and her hair turns white, that was creepy when I was a kid.
Yeah. See?
Well, didn't they
It's
do
all
that
creepy.
on a, was it an Indian burial ground or something? They used real bones.
Yeah,
It's
and they came to the
2023,
swimming
Katie.
pool.
We call them cemeteries.
Yeah, and they're called Native American cemeteries, Kitty.
I'm sorry, but
Or
they used real
Aboriginal
bones.
ones.
Not Native American bones, but they used real bones in the movie
That is true.
Where'd they get the
because
bones?
it was
Ooh.
cheaper.
Joe Hill went on a spree.
Or that land shark we've been hearing about.
Yes.
I was also talking to Pete about the markets around here and what kind of movies come out of which countries, generally speaking. So if you guys are curious about that, I can talk about that real fast.
I would like to hear about foreign movie markets. Like, you're saying that different countries tend to produce or view certain genres?
Yeah, and maybe stronger and maybe in different volume. Like, for example, Japan has a pretty small volume for, like, live-action movies, but they do huge animation movies that come out regularly across Asia, and they make a lot of money. And it's for all sorts of animation. It could be for kids or for adults. So that's kind of like Japanese niche. And they do some awesome, wicked movies. Like Akira came out again. One called Red Line. Oh, it was awesome. I couldn't believe it on the big screen. It was like mind-blowing. A mind-blowing movie.
Akira's
another good one was
some
Red Line.
Freaky parts.
Oh, it's insane. Mm-hmm. It's insane. And if you see it on the big screen, it was all like, it was all like remastered and whatnot. So it was beautiful. But it's kind of Japanese. Korea is incredibly strong. I'd say Korea and the entire world probably pound for pound best movies in the world, better than Hollywood at this point in terms of pound for pound. So like what they put out, they can do almost any genre except for sci-fi. I haven't seen a good one, but you guys have seen Train to Busan, and there's one called Oldboy. If you haven't seen Oldboy, not talking about the Spike Lee movie, which is awful apparently, but the original Oldboy from early 2007 maybe.
Yeah, they remade it here, right? In the States?
Yeah, and it you cannot remake that movie in the States for just it's too steeped in the society it's in, I think, but you must see Oldboy. It's top 5 movie all time for me, for sure, if not the number one best movie I've ever seen. It's so disturbing. It's so good. It's called Oldboy. And like I said, Korea can put out any kind of movie at this point, pretty much. I just haven't seen a real good sci-fi yet.
My favorite Korean movie is the one where Kim Jong-un wins all the Olympic golds.
Movie is good.
I think that's wrong, Korea.
Is that the North
Do I have a
Korean
different
interview?
internet than everyone else?
Is that the internet at the interview or whatever?
No, I think that's his North Korean internet that he is getting exclusively.
It's cheaper.
Yeah,
It's cheaper.
It's cheap. I get you.
It's a good deal.
Can't argue with
You
that.
can call the next door neighbor on the phone plan too.
Times are tough because of the failing geopolitical nature of the United States that we will soon crush.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, you guys saw the news?
We have a sleeper agent, I think. Or a confused boy.
yeah, he's not a
Confused Boy. Is that
sleeper.
the sequel to Old Boy?
Yes, the prequel. Because everyone loves a prequel.
After he fucks his daughter in that movie?
What?
That's what that movie's about.
Oh my goodness.
Ew.
It's a revenge plot about tricking someone into having sex with their daughter. Spoilers for a 20-year-old movie.
What? It is a spoiler.
What movie?
Old Boy.
As a parent, that
I like how Ken, you're like, right.
I don't want to give you any setup for this movie because it's just
I gave you the payoff.
It's like Cuffs 2, Pete.
Ooh.
No, it's yeah.
You know who's in
Like
Cuffs?
that.
Mila.
Mila Jovovich.
Oh, I know.
Why do you bring up this movie all the time if you know nothing about it?
he didn't bring it up
He brings it up all the time. He's brought up Cuffs 5 times on this podcast.
today.
It's like being married to him and having to listen to him tell stories.
Oh my god.
I actually brought it up.
Yeah,
And I brought it up because
Yes.
there's a very important birthday wish we have not given out yet, and that is to actor Christian Slater, whose birthday was yesterday.
Wow.
My birthday.
Same birthday as Christian
My
Slater?
birthday.
That's a good
Holy
one.
cow,
Yeah.
you are lucky. I think I have Judy Garland who shares my birthday, perhaps.
I don't know who I
got
have, but
Ed Norton.
And your barbiturate would have it.
I do know that August 24th of some, of a million years ago, Mount Vesuvius erupted.
Wow,
Good
the
for you.
second biggest
That explains you,
disaster
Kevin.
on the 24th of August.
That would explain your temper.
Hey,
I have,
at you
Her eyes just crossed and the top of her head exploded off.
like a cartoon character.
the interwebs tell me I get Gene Kelly, Kobe Bryant, and River Phoenix.
That is a good list. Happy birthday to
Ooh,
you.
Barbara Eden.
I don't know who
I
that
got
is.
Robert
Rick
Redford.
Springfield.
Oh,
Music.
good. No, I gotta look at
Comedian Jay Moore.
Hey,
Shelley Long. Keith Moon. A lot of my people died young. This is 3 famous young deaths.
Yahoo Serious.
Psycho's Vera Miles.
Oh, I've got Stephen Fry and Dave Chappelle.
Ooh.
John Travolta and Stephen King.
Just naming people?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you guys are looking on your phone. I
Yes.
see what's happening here. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Are you looking on your
Oh,
phone
and
too,
Vincent
Ken?
McMahon. Hey, wrestling. Anyway, this is
This
fun.
is the corner. Oh, go
You do
ahead,
have
Ken.
Judy
I got
Garland.
Adam Sandberg.
nice.
Hey, that's a
I
good
like
one.
him.
Who?
Adam Sandberg? No.
You have Elizabeth Hurley,
Oh.
Pete.
Oh, hold on, everyone. I think I win. Patrick Swayze. You can all
Whoa.
stop now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's as good as Pete having BJ Qualls and Lily Sobieski. I don't think so.
Lily Sobieski. Was she in a movie with Paul Walker
She
when
was
they
in
were
a
in a
Paul
car?
Walker movie called Joyride.
Joyride. Steve Zahn, I
the Fast and
believe.
Furious pre-Fast and Furious
Paul Walker.
road car driving movie.
Well, Pete's got royalty. He's got Prince Philip.
I don't know which one that is.
I don't
Oh,
either.
old
is he the
one.
No,
pedophile?
he's dead now.
Oh, I think
No,
so.
that's
Good for Pete. He's
that's
got
a
a
different
winner.
one. I mean, probably yes, but that's a different one that you're thinking of.
I don't know. They're
Here's
all
a good one.
pedophiles.
Two relatively big stars. Christian Slater being one. Who does he share the exact same birthday with?
Ken
They're
Barnes.
both 54 years old. August 18th. Me. Good guess, though. Good guess.
Yeah, I know. All right. Who else is? You said someone famous.
He's
I'm
in
gonna go
Fight
Ken
Club. He's in Fight Club.
Brad Pitt.
Nope.
Edward Norton.
Meatloaf.
There you go.
Jared Leto.
Nice.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Francis Bean Cobain. Oh, I'm doing good here.
Is
Oh,
that
Gal
Kurt
Gadot.
Cobain's
You got Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Ken.
Did
I don't
Oh,
know.
Gal Gadot. I got Gal Gadot.
You got Gal Gadot.
Gal
or
Gadot.
Gadot.
Damn, she's
Gotta catch them all.
she is hot.
She's
I
wonderful.
got Robert Redford. So
He
looking
is
good.
hot.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Did you
She's no
see?
Gal Gadot.
Did you see Spy Game with Robert Redford and Brad Pitt?
I think I did.
Me too.
It's good. It's good content.
Thank you guys.
Nice.
Ken, you
I
also
I
have
saw the preview.
Silk the Shocker, who is a rapper. Yes, he's a rapper.
So that's everyone's
That's
birthdays
birthdays.
that we know of that are happening in the next 6 days or so around this time.
Well, Ken brought up South Korean movies. I know he was just saying Korea, but he means South Korean movies. And Train to Busan is the most recent movie that I would consider giving
the
a
Train
5
to
star to.
Busan.
Yeah, most recent movie I consider giving 5 to because it's fantastic. It's a masterpiece. But they also made Parasite over there, which is
Oh, great movie. Great movie.
I agree.
tremendous.
Well, what about
Yep.
what's your next country? How about Taiwan?
I'll go to Taiwan because it's just geographically close, relatively speaking. So
Yeah, you're in it.
yeah, no.
You said relatively speaking.
I just
Relative to what, your feet?
Laughing.
Yes.
I'm on the 5th floor, so it's not as close
guess
as
that's
everyone
true.
thinks.
I think you broke Kitty. She's
Right?
off in the corner now, so go ahead.
Man, she loves dead jokes.
Yeah, she does.
Good jokes. Go on.
Okay. Taiwanese movies are generally they've been scattershot, honestly, but since Netflix came in, there's been some sort of weird budget push to get better content out. So you're seeing the one that Bryan, the one that you saw the other day,
Marry My Dead
and we
Body.
saw
Incantation.
yeah, and we Incantation, which was very good. So you're seeing better programs come out in general in the last 5 years. But before that, it was really shoddy, I'd say. I got to mention this guy though. He comes from Singapore, but he shot all his movies in Taiwan. Tai Ming Liang. He put out movies that barely had any dialogue. Very, very famous movie called The Wayward Cloud, and that won a bunch of awards probably about 10 years ago.
You're claiming this is very, very famous.
The wayward
Well,
Cloud.
What was
Okay,
what
okay,
type of movie was it? Like a horror, romance,
They're-
like
No, they're
Drama.
very indie abstract. They're kind of very art house films. And the first one I ever saw, my favorite was God, something of the Neon Gods. I'll have to get back to that, but that's a great movie. So if you ever look up Tai Ming Liang, I'll have to.
I would
send
give
you
it a
guys a link
0%
for that.
chance we could ever figure out how to spell that.
Rebels of the Neon God. Just look up Rebels of the Neon God, and that's his first movie.
Is it a
And you'll
Taiwanese
see the-
interpretation of Tron?
No, it's about this kid. He just he drops out of his cram school, his after school, and he just takes the money and he goes out and he goes kind of wandering around, and there's these little
And then he ends up in an arcade where he gets sucked into a
He
machine.
does. He does end up in an arcade. You're
A
exactly
neon
right.
movie.
No. Oh, it's like the Taiwanese version of Kids.
Oh, the family friendly crowd pleaser that was Kids. Everyone saw that.
But it's better.
It's okay. It's just me,
better.
Casper.
I have never seen that movie.
Well, that's a rape joke for anybody who needs it.
Well, look up Rebels
Larry
of the Neon
Clark's
God
Kids.
or Wayward Cloud. Look up those two. I actually went to the same. I went to this building where they shot Rebels of the Neon God. I saw the actor do it. We watched the movie, and then he talked after it, and then the director actually came in at the very end. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So other than that, I would say Southeast Asian movies, generally speaking, you have kind of two camps. You got horror, which Thailand was a big one. Indonesia is a big one. And then...
I think Indonesia, is that where... did you ever see the movie Satan's Slaves?
That is a big movie. I saw Satan's Slaves 2.
Yeah, that's good
which
too.
is the better movie. That's the better movie, I think.
I have them both
Okay.
ranked. I have them both ranked about exactly the same. But
Satan's Slaves is great.
Is that
Satan's Slaves
Indonesian?
Is great. I believe it is.
I think
believe so.
Yeah. That director
Yeah. And
is
they also-
really good. He
Oh,
makes
yeah, it
gorgeous
checks
looking
out.
horror movies.
Yeah, freaky as hell.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good kickboxing movies. Not really kickboxing movies, but kung fu movies out of Indonesia as well. There's
love kung
super
fu.
bloody, like break the bone. No, they're good. They're like undercover cop kind of stuff. It's not like, old karate movies or anything like that.
Do they all have the final countdown?
Oh, dude.
Call back.
Nice. I seriously heard the final countdown played 12 times.
I know. I was
in a
hoping
row.
it was a thing that they just did over there.
I made
Nah.
Pete listen to various small clips of our podcast. It was the first time he's heard anything, and he seemed to enjoy them, honestly. He was kind of like, hey, this isn't as bad as I thought.
I think he hates hearing
No,
his
it's
own
good.
voice.
Well,
They
That's
got
how
a
we
good
feel.
one.
I will say I don't like that the kids apparently listen to it, because ever since you brought up the final countdown, Fred has been listening to it nonstop. And I don't know if you've ever been on a car ride with a child who just keeps, when you give them your phone so they can play music on cars, because that's a thing now. I
On
just found
cars?
out. In cars.
In cars. another timely reference.
But
Erie knew it.
it's rough, Ken. So thank you for that. The final countdown is something I hear a lot of, and it's a long song.
Man, and then when it goes off, you got to hear more of Pete's stories,
Yeah.
which
Tell-
are the same. It's like the repetitive rides,
They are.
going to the same
So,
places.
Pete, what you're saying is that hearing the same thing over and over again is not as enjoyable as
Isn't-
you'd think.
And this is why I drink.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Tell
What's
us
your
about that
point?
poster again.
Oh, the poster that I
No,
the
no,
movie
I
theater?
don't want to. You should pull, I don't know what it is, but you should pull something from our podcast and put it on there just to replay.
To
So
make him
Pete
listen
has
to.
to hear it.
I made him listen to some of the ones the other day.
Believe I prefer Nick Cage. Nick Cage or Nick Cave can say fuck crows rather than listening to my own voice on a podcast.
I think
Pete, I got to tell you,
Like, you should
What's
pull
that?
That's What She
you got
Said.
a good voice.
Ah, thanks, buddy. Also, I remembered
Yeah,
something from the
Brian's
movie
got a better voice.
that we were talking about.
Well, you got a good.
Yeah, remember that movie
Thanks,
where
Ken.
that girl Tree died and then came back to life a bunch? Well,
Which one?
That's what I feel like my life is.
The one that her name was Tree and she died and came back to life and had to solve her own murder.
An Inconvenient Truth.
Yes, that one. One of the writers or screenwriters, somebody, whoever wrote the movie is Scott Lobdell, and he's a comic book writer of the X-Men in the 90s, and I might have his autograph on a comic book.
And that's in a different movie theater that we need to plan an elaborate heist to get back.
So
You're lying, Peter. I don't even believe it. It's so concocted.
Wait, I wanted to ask Pete, since you watched the movie, who was the best boy?
That's a good question.
I forgot his name because I got distracted by seeing the comic book writer from the 90s and me going, I think that's the guy who I had sign my comic book once.
So are you just going to award him best boy?
Yeah, he gets the honorary best boy.
Honorable best boy.
The honorable best
That's a very
boy.
good tie-in.
That should be a title, like a regal title.
That's a very good tie-in to go back to your story, which you already told us.
Rise, honorable best boy.
He has to do the bow.
I don't know what the criteria are, but I'm on board with this title.
Well, you have to be a boy.
Not necessarily.
And you have to be one of the better ones. One would argue maybe the best one.
Yeah, I will put that as a strict criteria.
Can we give it to Sam?
He is very rarely the best boy.
I
Been
know.
good today.
But I like him.
He has
was
been
good
quiet.
for the Freddy vs. Jason podcast, too. And he was really good for the first half of the... and then it turned into the...
And it's about that time, everybody,
Yeah.
where children have demanded that we end this podcast.
By like pounding on the
They're
floor
subtly stomping
upstairs.
on the floor
Yeah.
upstairs.
Prison rules.
Yes.
They've been listening the whole
That's what
time.
prison rules are.
So we got to go, lock the cages.
2 kids enter. Both of them come back.
The parents don't leave.
Yeah, maybe we're locked down here. This is going to be a marathon.
It is. So, happy birthday to everybody who is... I don't
Not
know,
you.
Not
Not
you.
me.
Happy birthday, Christian Slater.
Happy birthday, Christian Slater. Brian, anyone got
Yeah.
anything they're plugging?
Fuck no.
Well, you're going to see movies at a movie.
Yeah, this will
Theater.
air
It's
on
a
the second
horror
last
fest.
day of the horror festival.
There you
Not
go.
even a horror festival. The Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival, because they didn't shop that title.
That sounds about right.
You got to workshop that one. Yeah, go to the website, scarevalley.com. We're on everything that I could find now, including TikTok
And Pinterest.
and Pinterest and Threads and X and Facebook and
Wait.
Instagram, and I'm on everything now.
I'm sorry, did you say it's second to last day for it?
The day this airs will be the 23rd.
Okay.
And then
I would like to plug the Erie County Fair because I would like to go and I can't, but I want to plug it.
Would you care to guess how much a ticket to the Erie County Fair is these days?
I'm going to guess it's $50.
50? Holy moly.
I'm going to say 20 to 40.
I'm going to say 20 to 50.
Well, it was 20. I didn't listen to any of your answers.
Why did you present it like it was going to be an exorbitant amount? You walked
Yeah,
there
it
like,
seems
oh,
fair.
eggs are $17 these days. And you were like, eggs are $1.94.
Ooh, let's talk about Wegmans produce and how bad it is.
Yeah, that'll be relevant to most people.
Sorry for plugging the fair.
Pete, you got anything to plug?
I'm gonna take back Ken's plug for the Erie County Fair because I feel bad. So go check it out, everyone.
$20 gets you in the door, but you got to spend like $18 on the funnel cake, the funnel fries, and all that shit.
Yeah, but then you get to figure out what weird food there is to eat. Like,
Funnel fries.
I
What
don't
the
know
hell
what
are
things
funnel fries?
They're funnel. What are they called?
Funnel
cakes,
cake.
but in fry
But
form.
in fry form.
I want to plug
Really?
the hotel we stayed at for our anniversary that I can't remember the name of.
The Tailwater Lodge,
Yes.
which is built. It's made up, Ken, and everyone from an elementary school. They say, "Well, you sleep here now," and we did.
It was gorgeous and fancy.
Pete, did you have any stories
Really?
about going to the Renaissance Fair for the second time in 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, very quickly, I will say I bought another pickle from the pickle wench because pickles are fantastic. And then I was eating it, and I remember we had to stop for some reason, and I put it in my little satchel bag.
This was a mistake, and I regret it immediately.
And then I found
I
it
have
later,
another
and I was
story,
really
too.
sad. I had a half-eaten pickle that got rained on and made my bag smell like pickles.
So I was a little toasty by the end of the Renaissance Fair and decided to run to the car.
It was
And-
raining horribly, and
Yes.
she left the dry gift shop to run to a car in the middle of a field at like the far end of the field.
Where it started hailing,
Big hail that
and I
hurt.
was just cackling
Hail,
as I
hail, as
ran
Pearl Jam
with a
said.
bottle of mead to the car.
I had the keys to the car, which was locked, so I guess she just stood there getting hit until I could catch up.
I got hit in the boob.
I got hit in the eye.
Is that, and that's your plug?
Good visuals.
Hail?
A lot of good
That's your
visuals
plug
there.
getting felt up by hail?
Yeah, I like hail.
All right, I'm going to hit the
It
stop
pounds
button.
me.
Because if
Okay.
it doesn't get hit, it'll
under
go on forever.
A plug for Hale.
Well, this was better than the last time.
I
got one last plug.
What?
Can I do it?
Yeah.
I would like to plug the. We have
That's
a
what the
claw- we have
silence
a-
means, yes.
Oh, okay, good. We have a giant 2-story claw game extravaganza store next to us now. So you can go over there, and for 10 NT dollars, you can play a claw game, and you can win drinks or snacks or toys.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
That's
See?
why I want to go
It
to
was worth
Taiwan.
This is awesome.
I want to say happy birthday to everybody but Pete because it's not his birthday, and congratulate Ken on making it through an entire podcast without talking about cocks.
Talk
I
about
did
every
that first
other.
time, but you're gonna edit it out.
It's the first time. I'm going to edit
That's what
it in.
she said.
I'm going to edit it in so that you just take some of your cock stories, the ones from the cut podcast. I'm going to stick that right in the middle of this one.
Listen, none of this has been my fault. I think I did rather well today. We should end it soon.
We should end it a while.
We should end it. All
Probably
right.
like an hour ago. That would have been the right time to hit stop.
All right.
I'm hitting
Happy
stop.
birthday to August birthdays.
Yeah, and
Yes.
screw everyone else.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah.